Hi everyone, this is Katie Carney, and this is my Flosstube, which is a channel about cross-stitching, and I'm Katie Stitching, and I am in Scranton, Pennsylvania. It's a Wednesday, January 22nd. I normally don't film during the week, but my weekend went from being pretty open, other than a concert in Philadelphia Saturday evening, to being very, very busy, which is great. I'm going to see some friends who I only see once or twice a year on Sunday for lunch, and we're going to meet in Kingston, New York, which is kind of halfway for both of us. And Friday night, I don't think I have anything going on, but I was a little worried that I'd be tired after going to Philly tomorrow on Thursday. So I thought, well, while my hair is, okay, I would film. My house is very dry because of the heat, and my hair, which is very thick, is very, it looks like I straightened it, and that's not true. That's just because it's dry and brittle. Ugh. Anyway, I don't think you care about my hair. And it's been about 10 days since my last video, and I really wanted to film last Sunday, but I asked, a friend if I should, and she was like, well, do you think you have enough? And I had only worked on one project because I'm only working on one project a week, so I felt like you probably didn't want to hear from me. So I did not, and now I have a couple projects that I've worked on and a lot of haul. I have to stop shopping. Like, someone take the credit card away from me. I burned through almost $200 in Etsy gift cards like that. Like, it was nothing, no big deal, gone. And I figured I'd have that for months because I don't do a ton of shopping on Etsy. Finished Friday, not good. On a brighter note, let's see if you can kind of see it. Oh, I'm like pointing at the screen. Oh boy. My floor stand came, it came on Tuesday of last week. So stitching has been very, very fun. Anyway, like I said, I'm Katie Carney, and this is my Stitchy channel. Last time I told you guys about my rental car debacle. So I picked up that rental car on Friday, and my car was done on Monday. They had told me it would be like a week to 10 days, and the guy came in over the weekend and painted it, and he actually, I'm assuming because he didn't know, my cousin at my brother's wedding should not have been driving. His sister drove them back to the hotel, but then she couldn't park his car, so he parked and he hit mine. There was just a little bit of damage. But anyway, I didn't fix it, but the guy who painted my car and took care of the key marks, he painted that part, so I'm thrilled. I don't know why he did it, but I'm not saying no. So, I realize we're not supposed to talk about, whatever. I have never asked St. Anthony for anything before. I mean, I see people ask him for things. I am Roman Catholic. I know that St. Anthony is the finder of lost things. My dad gave me a check probably 10 days ago. And it was going right into my savings account, so I wasn't like gung-ho to cash it because I didn't need to. And I have like the e-deposit thing where you take the picture. And yesterday I was like, man, I should deposit that check. Couldn't find it. This morning I was like, I should really check. Looked around, couldn't find it. Maybe I left it on my desk at work. I knew I had it. I go to work, it's not there, and now I'm like, oh God, I've lost this check. I've lost it, and I certainly can't tell him I lost this check. I'm digging through garbage, because so this is my front room where I like do my stitching and reading and everything, and then I have my back bedroom. So I go through the garbage out here, which luckily garbage day is tomorrow night. Go through, I can't find it. So I'm like, it's not on any of my surfaces. I cleaned my desk out this weekend, so like it's definitely not in there. Where could it be? So then I go in my bedroom and I look in the garbage threw it away. I threw a check away. Oh my God, what an idiot. But when I was out here looking, I'm like, St. Anthony, please, please, please help me. And he did. St. Anthony, I believe in you, St. Anthony. You're the best. Thank you very much. Because, oh boy. Can you even imagine having to call your father, 33 years old, hey, Dad, lost that check you wrote me. He'd be like, oh, well, I guess you didn't want that money that bad. But I do. Anyway. I always cash checks. Like, I get a check and I put it in my savings or checking account. Like, I do it that day as soon as you hand it to me because I have the e-deposit. But it was going right into my check or my savings. I wasn't worried about it. I was just putting it away. It's like it's in my either wedding or future cross stitch / yarn store fund. So it doesn't matter. It's not good. Anyway, it is found. Let us move on. I do not have any finished objects. None. I haven't had a finished object in a while. I don't like that. But hopefully soon. Because I'm starting some small things. I do have several projects. So first off, look at this. I went to Hobby Lobby on Saturday. Y'all, I worked with mentally retarded adults for the early part of from when I was like 18 until 25-ish. It was a wonderful job. I was very close with many of the people I took care of. And then obviously when I left, you can't keep in touch with them. But when the ones I was particularly close with passed away, I do try to go to their funerals. So one of them passed away, one of my favorites. His name was Jeff, and he used to call. My mom worked there also. She started at the very bottom, and she ended up being their HR director before they parted ways. But he used to call her Sergeant Marge. And he had this really deep voice, and he would sing, I'll never ever hear Silver Bells and not think of him. He used to go, Silver Bells. It was and he was high functioning, and because he had the best sense of humor, I loved him. My mom started working there when I was 9, so I've known him for 24 years. So anyway, his funeral was Saturday, and we got snow Saturday. The funeral was at 10:30. I got up early, like I always do, and I got dressed and everything, and I ran to the grocery store, and then I went to Hobby Lobby right at 9 when they opened, figuring that I would leave Hobby Lobby and go to the funeral, which is what I did. I got to the funeral at 10:15. As it ended, because they changed the time because of the snow, and I didn't know. I had no idea. How was I supposed to know? So then I'm like on the obituary, like the funeral home website, and it says 10:30. So I get out to the funeral director, and I'm like, what's going on? And he goes, oh, it's over. You can go to the cemetery. But I don't want to go to the cemetery. It's fine. I'm sad, but it's fine. It's fine. But anyway, I bought a bunch of stuff at Hobby Lobby that you will all see later. But then Sunday, I did some sewing and made some new project. I make scroll rod bags because I use scroll rods for pretty much everything. I have to sew on the things that'll close. So I'm at Hobby Lobby, and I got some floss, which I'll show you in a bit. But anyway, they have the clearance fabric. And I was like, man, that is all pretty. It's light pink. Oh, hang on. I'll show you the right way. It's light pink. And I walked up to it because I was like, oh, that's cute. I bet it's Paris, though, and that's not my thing. It's London. I went to London. It was like a life dream of mine with my grandmother when I was 27. We went for a week. We had so much fun. Physically, it was very hard on her, and it was the last big trip that she'll take. But we had a great time. I could tell you stories about that trip that would have you in stitches. I mean, we laughed and didn't laugh and laughed, but it was a great trip, and I have so many fond memories of that. And so this fabric was this perfectly, it's lovely, it's light pink with my favorite color. Not baby pink, light pink. So I was like, oh, it's on clearance for $2 a yard. I'll go get some. Well, right behind it was the perfect contrast. That purple with the pink. I mean, look at that. So I go over to the girl at Hobby Lobby to like do the fabrics. And I was like, well, how much is there? And she tells me 4.5 yards. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I'll take it all. How much of the purple? Yeah, like 1.5 yards. It's fine, I'll take it. Then they have a plaid. And hang on. A girl on the Insta, a woman from Russia. Let's see if I can find her. Her name is Natalia. She made the Christmas village, which you're never going to be able to see. See that? And she posted a picture of the back of hers, and she used plaid fabric. And Hobby Lobby had plaid fabric on clearance for $3.50. So I took everything they had of that too, because I figured I would use it for other things. All that to say, I spent a lot of money at Hobby Lobby Saturday morning before the funeral that I didn't go to. Now, back to whips. Gosh, you guys must hate me because I'm like 100% all over the place. So sorry. Look. Oh, don't look. How do you guys... So I keep my chart. I like it. Where's there a piece of paper here? I keep my chart right next to whatever I'm stitching. I just use needle minders to keep it here, and then I just fold it to the part that I'm using. Hang on. Sorry about my big head. And it's so easy to see that way. How do you keep your chart near you when you're stitching? That is my question for today. Anyway, Christmas Village Sal, the KC Christmas Village Sal that Kurahe Stitcher Laura and I started. I'm working on this every other week. And it's going okay. There's several people doing it on Instagram, and I know that Erica talked about it on her Flosstube this week. She's not happy with the threads, which I totally get, because I'm considering abandoning and going with DMC myself. But anyway, so this is after I'm just about done the first one. I have the tree here and the tree here, and then obviously the back stitching and the gold and everything that has to be added. So I worked on that all last week until Saturday evening. I had started that tree, and every time I did something with it, the count was wrong. And I was like, you know what? Time to put it away for a week. That's God telling you, put it away so that you don't get annoyed and never pick it up again. It's really pretty. You have to read though, because a lot of this here, they're supposed to be half crosses. You know what I did? Full. Again, just like I did here, because I don't read, because I just say, okay, 2 threads, let's go, giddy up. Not good. Not good, Katie, read. This is the hardest thing I've ever done with cross stitch. I did a Satsuma Street, so that was full coverage, but it's all just crosses, and they're big blocks of that coverage, so it was not hard. That was actually my second project, was the Washington, D.C. one. But anyway, that's, I'm going to say 9 or 10 days of stitching, but not like full-time stitching. I mean, that's like time span. There'll be whole days where I don't stitch. Like last week I worked crazy hours because our membership renewals happened on 12/31 for a couple thousand people, and it's my job to send their member cards out, and it took me all of last week. And one of those days I worked until 8:30 at night. But, you know, instead of putting that money that I made away, I spent it. So anyway, KC Christmas Village Sal. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but by the 6th one, hopefully I'll be perfect. I rewatched my last video, and I have learned things since then. This is the bag that I'm keeping everything in, as I told you. One, I figured out a better way. Oh, this is the village that I'm working on, and I'm working on this one, Santa. Sorry, forgot to tell you that part. And I'm using, obviously, the called for fabric that it came with and the called for threads that it came with. I figured out a way to just pull one thread and then just cut it. So that is working better now. But how do you keep this from happening? It's gross. And like, I mean, I'm not doing anything to it. I'm trying to be delicate and nice, and it just looks like a dog's vomited. And I'm scared that it's going to get so badly knotted up that I'm not going to be able to use the fibers anymore. And then I am going to have to go out and buy them, because I'm committed to this Sal, for one thing, and I'm also committed to giving these to my friends. Anyway, one of the girls who's doing this said that I guess some of the, I don't know if it's older kids or a different person who's putting, like a different company that's putting them out for dimensions, like if they have a couple factories, which I'm sure they do. Theirs didn't come on these cards, and they put them all into Ziploc baggies. I'm not against doing that, but I just think it'll take forever. And that's valuable stitching time. Gosh, I always forget how nice one of these bags are. I remember last time I told you about the Hyde Park fabric. Ordered one. Part of the shopping. Rika, you're the best, but also you're very expensive. I mean, you know what I mean, like, take my money. So that is my first whip. Now, Sunday should have been pull out the band sampler, which by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. I always want to call her Fiber Arts. I don't know why. Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. But I was having such a craving for Valentine's stitching. I wanted to have a bunch of little smalls, which is kind of late for that. Whatever. So I put the call out on Facebook, and I got some great responses. And I started a new project based on those responses. So I bought the floss for 2 projects. The first of which is, I got this one on Etsy, and it's called Be Mine Valentine. God, it's cute. And it's by The Humble Stitcher. Early style needlework inspired by America's past. I think that this was $9, $8, something like that. And she has some really cute stuff on her Etsy shop. I favored it. I'm probably going to buy the whole collection. Because I don't have a local needlework shop. The closest one is an hour and a half away, and I've not been there because I'm scared. So I can't just decide I want to start something like I did on Friday unless I can buy it on Etsy and print it out. So I'm really impressed that I can do that. I got a good start on Sunday. I worked on this all day Sunday. I don't have a lot of room here. This is a scrap, obviously, but I'm going to turn this into a pillow, so I knew I didn't need a lot of room. And if it's not enough room, then I will just display it on an easel like this. I'm not stressed. It says Be My Valentine, and then today at lunch I did this band. I get a half hour for lunch, and I never take it. I just eat at my desk while I work, and I was like, no, you're gonna stitch, because I stitch on scroll rods, but obviously for smalls you're not doing that. So I started this with a Q-snap, but there was not enough fabric. This was a remnant from something else. So I have to stitch this in hand, which I'm getting faster at. I was able to do this whole line here in 12 minutes because that was how much time I had left at lunch. That's the only reason I know that. So I don't know, it's like 180-ish stitches across. I don't remember. But Sunday, after stitching on that all afternoon, my shoulder and my elbow really hurt on the right side, because normally I'm not holding anything. I'm just, because I got the frame. So stitching in hand is definitely not for me, but I am going to continue doing it for smalls because it is convenient in that respect. So anyway, I'm hoping to have this done soonish. I'm thinking about taking it. Did you guys see the little sheep down here, by the way? I'm thinking about taking it with me tomorrow in the car to Philadelphia. My boyfriend has said that he's driving, so that means that I can stitch in the car. I'm not a great car stitcher though, because I do get car sick, so we'll see. We shall see. But when I found that pattern, Inked Up Mommy on the Instagram, she started sending me like free patterns, and one of them was a hands-on design from 2017. I guess Hands-On Design does this. I didn't know. And it's called Love, L-O-V-E, and it's on a pretty blue fabric. And it calls for Gast and Weeks, but I converted to DMC because, again, I don't have a shop, so I have to use what I can get locally or already have. So for that, that's a plan, hopefully before Valentine's Day. I got the fabric at Hobby Lobby, so 2 Valentine's Day things, God willing. Both of them will be pillows, God willing. And then my other whip, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, which is why I'm going to talk to you about my third whip before I talk to you about my plans. Again, I need to take the pattern off. Hang on. So this is my winter band sampler. And the last time you guys saw this, I think I had gotten to about here, the first of these snowflakes. I was definitely done winter. I'm going to tell you, snowflakes are not my forte, but someday I'm going to get a roll frame, see if I like it. Look at that tree. Isn't that nice? And then I think the line above it, that came out really nice for me also. Like I said, I ordered the mitten clips. I didn't realize when Vanna told me what she used that she buys just the clip, not attached to anything. I couldn't figure it out, so then I had to, oh darn, I had to rewatch one of her Flosstubes where she uses them. She didn't explain how to use them, but I could see that hers must have just been blanks with Velcro. So I am planning to cut the elastic off and add the Velcro and then put the mitten clips where I want them and then just be able to lengthen the Velcro as need be, because I think that's what she does. That's at least how it looks in the video. I will say though that these are helping, because this is it's Cashel 28 count, and there's a lot of give there. I did have to roll my sampler up though, so that's good. We're getting there. There I am. If you look at the picture, I'm here. Got the first of the trees done, and then there are some reindeer down here, and then there's a saying, a time for rest before we renew. So I like it a lot. I really like this pattern. I'm excited. I think I'll be done working on this on Saturday. So whatever I get done tonight and Friday night and Saturday before we leave will be when I work on this. So yay. And it's really great working with the stand with this. Really like the stand. It was definitely money well spent. Why does this keep moving? I'm sorry. It's already 25 minutes in. Oh god. Okay. Next, plans. Because I have many. So, when I was at the Hobby Lobby, I purchased the floss for the Three Musketeers Book Club Stitch Along mini. I bought the mini. That's what I decided to get. And that's also by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. It calls for a light blue fabric, and I wanted to use, it's a mini, I wanted to use something from Stash. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got the floss, and I don't think this green is part of that. I got the floss, which is all golds and browns. We're going with the French theme, I'm assuming. And then I have this giant piece of fabric in my stash. It's a light blue. I don't actually know what this is from. I bought that lot of fabric on Facebook Marketplace. It's a pretty light blue. It's an Ada. I don't know what size, but I'm going to use it for that. And then I'm also going to use it for this. So I'm excited about that. And then I got a variegated DMC. This is 121 for the Let's Go sign that I'm making for a blogger that I really like. And I got blue tea towels. So it's going to say Let's Go in this on the cotton tea towels that have the blue line on them. So hopefully that'll be my small project next week that I can take with me to lunch. So those are plans. I think the first week of the Stitch Along is the 25th. Is that this Saturday? Yeah. So I think that starts Saturday, but I will not be starting it that day because I will be going to Philadelphia. So that's my plans for that. And then I'm making a mess. Haul. My plan is to work on a Christmas Village next week. I want to finish the first one and get the second one started. I think I will be able to do that Sunday with a little bit of stitching time that I will have in between going to Kingston. Almost forgot. Because I was so excited to get to my haul, because there's a lot of it. Okay, so I showed you my DMC. So I was on the Instagram. I know you're all shocked. And I purchased, I told you about it last time, from, hang on, let me find her name, Tammy Latimer. Her name's Tammy. But I want to make sure, there we go. Her name is Tammy Latimer on Instagram, and she has a Etsy shop that is Vintage Stitchers. I will link it. Oh, hang on. I didn't know there was a rule that you're not supposed to use the stuff that you buy until you record about it on Flosstube. That's not me, guys. I buy it and I use it. She makes these little Ort containers, and they fold up like so that you can just store them. And then I've obviously been using mine. It's got, oh, hang on, I fold it. So when you fold it up, you tuck all your orts down, and then so that they don't come out. Anyway, it's very cute. It's a very pretty fabric. And she posted them on Instagram, and they were like $15. I was like, I think I'm going to get one of those. Then I went to her Etsy shop, and she sells these stitcher trays. I did not need this, but it's so cute. So it comes with 2 little needle minders and a strawberry. I don't know what these are for. Are they just like a pincushion? Is that what a strawberry is? But so she made a strawberry, and they're in the same fabric. And then a little box for orts, although I don't keep orts in mine because I have that thing. I have my thimbles and my Thread Magic and my Robot Mom Sews Thread Gloss. I don't know how many of you guys use her stuff. She has a whole line of Harry Potter, so of course I got them all because I'm a sucker for Harry Potter, but that's Robot Mom Sews, and I really do like that. It's less waxy than Thread Magic. It also came with one of these, like, are they scissor frogs or something? It's it's glass, it's not crystal, container for your scissors that I did not know I needed until I had it. And now I can't imagine my life without it, because I always put my scissors back in here instead of putting them down somewhere and like sitting on them or dropping them under the table or putting them under something or on top of something. They just always go right in here. Love that. And then on the inside of the tub is this little like board. Again, contrasting fabric. She made the strawberry to match everything to make sure that it all worked. She was really great to work with. And this just goes in here. And I've been keeping all my stuff in it by my stitchy spot. I love it. Highly, highly, highly recommend. She sells just these. And I don't know how much they are because I got the whole thing. But the whole thing was only like $65. I mean, it was, and she shipped it like, I bought it on Saturday. She shipped it on Monday. I had it before the end, like I think I had it Wednesday. Highly recommend. Really, really like her. Really fun to work with. So sweet. So that was something I bought. And then when I was at Hobby Lobby, obviously I bought all of the fabric for sewing. And then I wanted to copy Erica House. Not really copy her. She bought a 3-tiered tray to put her smalls in. And I was like, well, I'm never going to get enough done for that. So I walked all around Hobby Lobby. Oh, darn. And I found this in the spring section. It's got little feet. And then it's white. There's little hearts on there. It was 40% off, so I think it cost me like $7. And I just thought it would be perfect for a couple little pillows. Then I went to the Valentine's Day section. Look at the little llama! Oh my god, he's so cute! She is so cute! I love llamas. Or alpacas. I think it's a llama though. So I got myself that. I shouldn't have, but I did. And I love it. I don't regret it. I don't feel guilty. I feel a little guilty. So those are 2 things I got. And then I think I did a big purchase from Country Needleworks, I think is the name of their shop. It's on Etsy, and it's like a local needle store in Etsy. There were a couple things I wanted, and then I figured out that you get free shipping if you spend $100. So we did. So next time y'all see me, there's going to be quite the haul. I got fancy floss, because I'm fancy. So that, I guess that's it for haul actually, because I was kind of, the problem is because I use it right away, I show it to you as I go. Sorry. I'm not actually sorry. Why would I be sorry about that? But I have a couple things that I want to show you. So I will say that the real cross-stitch part of the show is over, but I have some stitchy kindness that I want to show you, and then a couple things. So you remember my last video I showed you the cross-stitched Katie, that was my name. Well, I'm continuing to go through stuff, and I was like, that is really cute, but I thought I had a birth announcement. I do. Welcome to our world, Catherine Mary Carney. 5 pounds, 12 ounces, 10/16/86. I text messaged my Aunt Mary and I said, the other one was signed with the date and this one is not signed. And she said, well, I think it's probably for me because I was doing a lot of cross stitch then. And I said, well, that one, the other one was framed professionally and this one was not. And she said, well, I was poor, so we think that my Aunt Mary, my godmother, made this for me. And I think I'm going to hang it up. I have this whole wall here that you all can't see, and I want it to eventually just be all cross stitch. Well, not all cross stitch, all fun things. I have a little painting that I want to put up, and I have a print of a oil painting of the city, Scranton, that's really pretty. And that's the centerpiece, and then I want to put stuff all around it. So that's the long-term plan / goal. So I wanted to show you that because I thought there was a birth announcement, and there was. And it's funny, the baby is sleeping on a blue blanket, and my baby blanket was blue. And I might still sleep with it. It's who I am as a person. Also, I wanted to show you a sweater I finished last winter. That all the ends are still there. It hasn't been washed because I tried it on and it fits, but it gives me a muffin top right here. So I haven't worn it yet. I'm hoping if I lose another like 15 pounds, although I haven't lost anything, I gained a little bit this week, but no stress, that I'll be able to wear it because it took forever. Firstly, because of the color work at the top, and then just the stockinette was forever. And I need to put this up for Valentine's Day. This is the first cross-stitch piece I ever made, and I made that 2 years ago now, I think. I think it was 2 years. Must have been 2 years now. Have I been cross-stitched? Yeah, it was 2 years. So I made this 2 years ago 2 years ago. I did it in January. I had gotten my boyfriend's mother a couple ornaments from her shop, and she does classes, and Mark's mother got us, we all took his sister, his mother, and I took the beginner class together. So I'm going to put that up for Valentine's Day. It's funny to see it and to see how far my stained glass work has come, and it's also, when you run your solder, which is this part, you do the part that you look at first. And I get why, but my back always looks better every time. I don't know why. So that's just a couple things that I thought you'd like to see, or maybe you didn't. And now I got some stitchy kindness. So my girl Coco Ricio from San Antonio, who lives in the Bahamas. Yeah, Bahamas. I get Bermuda and the Bahamas confused, which is stupid, and I'm terrible. It's because they both start with B. But she and I share a love of Bitsy Bobs. So when Kelly Stadola had she put some up a couple weeks ago, she got me one, and it's a stitcher one. So you can see it's got strawberries and scissors and needles, and it's so cute, and the little check print. And then I'm using this for the mini that I'm working on, and it's got the little scissors there. Obviously I'm using it, and look, you can see that it works. I have to sneeze. I'm gonna pause you, hang on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, had to sneeze. The nice thing about recording on my computer is I can pause. I couldn't do that on my Kindle. And then Ruth sent me, she was so sweet, she sent me 2 stitchy mail, and it is Little Dove Designs Adjust Your Sails. Hang on. Okay, sorry, I had to sneeze again. And then she also sent me Harbor Village by the Victoria Sampler. I don't know when or if I'll ever do either of these because they're not really, beachy things are not my style, although I really like this one. It says, "The peace of the hills is about me, and the leisure of the summer clouds is mine." But these might be a giveaway in the future. I haven't decided yet. Because I don't want to give away something that someone gave to me, but I also don't think I'll ever stitch it, so I want to pass it on to someone who will. You know what I mean? These are the conundrums of my life. Guys, we're 40 minutes in. Twice in a row. Too long. I'm sorry. I hope you forgive me. I hope you've enjoyed sitting with me tonight. I'm sorry that I was a little all over the place. I have notes, and I used them. And I used them. You can't see them. But I get excited, and I want to tell you things. Anyway, I hope that you guys have a wonderful week or 2 weeks. We'll see when I check in again. I hope you get lots of stitching done. I hope it's calming. I hope the weather where you are is nice. And I hope to talk to you soon. I love, love, love interacting with you. Thanks for liking and commenting and subscribing. I'm very, very grateful. I will talk to you guys soon.